Welcome, viewers of Aquia TV English service. Here we are having to bring you issues on culture, education, culture, history that will bring you more enlightenment and lead us to the desired promised land in our development. On today's episode, I have a young man with me who is going to discuss an issue. The issue relates to post-COVID-19. With COVID-19, we've had lockdown. Most people have not been able to go to farms. And prior to that, there's been the issue of the terrorist attacks in our farms, and farmlands were getting barren. Nobody is working in the farms. So there's a risk of hunger post-COVID-19. And we're saying, what are the youths in Nigeria, particularly Benue, the food basket of the nation, going to do? What are the opportunities that exist that youths should take advantage of? And this is what I'm going to discuss this time with someone who, even though he studied international studies and history, he has run businesses. He has done a lot, and he's going to be shining light for Benue youths to look at. I'm talking about no other than Terver Orbunde.
Thank you very much, Odo.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
To Aquia TV.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a little about yourself, how you ran businesses even while you were in school, you and your mother? I found that story very interesting.
Yes. Thank you very much, and hello, viewers. Once again, my name is Terver Orbunde. I studied history and international relations in the University of Jos. And growing up in Makurdi, my mom and I saw a business opportunity. I think I was in my second year.
You grew up in North Bank, right?
Yes, I grew up in North Bank.
I grew up in High Level.
I grew up in Court 5. So we both saw an opportunity to buy potatoes and fresh vegetables from Jos and sell them in Makurdi. We ran that business for about a year, and then we were able to grow it into a supermarket.
Whoa.
So between 2012 and 2015, we had grown the business from just a roadside table and potatoes on the stand to a full-blown supermarket.
Wow.
And after that, I went on to do a master's in international security and intelligence analysis. But my focus, even at that time, was technology and innovative strategies. I chose that aspect because we were in a time when the role of technology and innovations was becoming of great imperative. And going forward, most of the things that I've done the question I always ask myself is, how can we innovate on these things? How can we innovate in agriculture? How can we infuse technology in whatever it is? Yes, so that's a brief history of myself.
Oh, great. And I know there are so many things you have done, but time wouldn't let us
it's all right.
everything here.
Maybe at some point we get to hear about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, looking at international history,
yes.
International security,
yes,
and particularly agriculture,
yes,
we see how the rise of the global terrorism is affecting our farmlands.
Yes, yes.
All around, right from Boko Haram across those belts down to the Benue River basin.
Yes.
Is this not going to lead to hunger after COVID-19, particularly?
We all pray it doesn't, but sadly all indicators are pointing in that direction. We just hope it does not lead us that far. See, because the international dimension to it places agriculture at a very, very disadvantaged position. So we heard the president talk about the inflow of small arms from Libya as a result of the fall of Gaddafi. We've also seen the rise of terrorist herdsmen, taking those weapons and I don't know, just baptizing the Benue River troll with violence. For sure, it has gone a long way to discourage people from going to the farms. Even we are seeing such even in southern Kaduna, in parts of Plateau State, in Taraba as well, in Benue State as well. It begins to feel like a concerted effort. And one only wonders what the government, who has the sole responsibility of protecting lives and property, is doing about these things. Because if you know that our borders are porous, and such porous borders has a domino effect on things like the cost of food, the general output of farming, it only makes sense that you take the right and proactive steps to stop it. I don't see such happening these days. That's why I pray that we don't get there, but all indicators are pointing in that direction.
Well, post-COVID-19, the lockdown period, we've seen people working from home. There's a rise of technology. There's a rise of homeschooling and all of that. And in addition to the fact that there's impending hunger, what are these opportunities that youths, especially from Benue, that is a very rural state, can take advantage of? What are there?
I wish I could say we should farm from home, but sadly we can't. We can't farm from home. Going with the trends. It's a very interesting question. See, because while yes, I jocularly say farm from home, there is a need. In my opinion, the future of work, the future of agriculture, of transportation, will no longer be about quantity. It will be about quality. It will be about not just how much of land is being cultivated, but how much output are you getting per hectare. That is where post-COVID-19 we should be looking at for the agricultural sector, especially with the young people. There's a growing need to infuse technology and innovations. We've had talks and conversations about things like vertical farming, hydroponics. We have seen
what's vertical farming?
Right. Vertical farming is soilless farming. It's farming without the soil.
Without the soil?
Yes, it's farming without. You can literally farm in a room.
Witchcraft.
Culture. But again, it's a very interesting aspect of farming. All you need are pretty much basic things that you have around: a bucket or a pod where you can put in seed samples and then feed the nutrients that the plant needs to grow. And it just has growing with special types of light. Science has shown us that plants don't need the full ray of sun to grow. They just need certain rays. And we have lights, UV lights, that can pull out those rays that plants need to grow. So you have that in your room, and the yield per such rooms is very high.
Okay.
So once again, going forward, the outlook should be about quality, the quality of output per hectare, rather than how much are we cultivating. Okay.
And then what of preservation? Because when you go around Benue, you see fruits. When it's farming, when it's the season for fruits, it's all everywhere. You can buy a basket of oranges for just 100 naira. You can buy a basket of mangoes. In fact, if you need to buy at all, they're just lying around. Is there also opportunity for value addition and preservation and all of that? Or is it too capital intensive?
Actually, it is capital intensive, especially on the side of power.
Okay.
Because we have a huge power deficit in the country. You need power, sufficient energy to preserve such fruits and such perishable goods for the time that you want it to be. So in that regard, yes, it's capital intensive. However, I'm interested and I look forward to having these conversations about local ways of preserving these foods. I'm sure our forefathers had some ways that they preserved these items in the years of surplus. It'd be great to see, to have conversations with our culture, going back to culture, and to see just how they did it, and if it's something maybe that could be innovated for today, maybe less power dependent, and more about whatever it is that they were doing. So yes, there's something there that we could look at.
Is there? Do we say our Benue youths are lazy?
No.
You don't agree they are
No.
lazy?
Straight up, no.
What can they do to show us they are not lazy?
Just get working.
Okay.
They need to get working. Interestingly, I had a conversation with with you know, people in my peer group, and we talked about the sad state of the Benue youth, you know, and we said there's a need for people, for the Benue youth in particular, to start addressing the problems that they have. Now, these are personal problems, and finding solutions to those problems. So it's not enough to wait for the government. Find a problem, understand the problem, have a more than a 3D understanding of the problem. Look for people that have the same problem around you. Thanks to things like social media, you can find such people who have such problems around you and see how you can meet those needs. First, the Benue youth needs to be organized. Bring your peer groups together. Understand the problems that you have, whether it's in education, it's in technology, it's in agriculture, whatever. Understand the problem. Get people who have shared the same problem and start meeting the needs at that level. Start small, and I think that's where the problem is. Everybody wants to become a president. Everybody wants to become a billionaire. Everybody wants to drive a Lamborghini. No, you need to start small. And when you understand the place of starting small and building, I think the Benue youth, we will just be seeing new dimensions we haven't seen before.
I like the example you also set with your transportation business. We've not talked about it, but I know how important transport is to even agriculture.
Absolutely.
Moving goods from the farm to where
to the end user,
to the market, you know, and to the end user.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about that transport business, and then if there is opportunity in the same in the agricultural sector for that business?
Gladly I will. So the name of the company is A to B Transport.
Okay.
A to B, and it's simple. We want to take people, goods and services from point A to point B.
Good.
Point A being the farm or wherever you are. Point B being wherever we want it to be. Excuse the pun. We started sometime last year, or the beginning of this year. And really, we started out small. We just started off using social media to connect drivers with passengers. So you come on our platform and you say, I want to travel to, let's say, Makurdi. We tested with Makurdi. I want to travel to Makurdi. Or I have a package I want to deliver to Makurdi. You text us from the comfort of your home or office, and we of course find out the details of the commodity or the trip, and we plan this for you. So look at us like your personal travel assistant. We plan everything for you, and especially when it comes to transporting people, we're like Uber. We want you to be able to order for your trip, and then have a car, for example, pick you up at your home or your office and take you to your final destination. So we did that for about 6 to 8 weeks, just as COVID-19 dropped the hammer on us. So that's where we are. But interestingly, we are looking, during this period, we have been looking for ways to innovate and to streamline our business model to fit whatever post-COVID-19 season brings upon us.
Whoa. So, I mean, this is very interesting. So it seems like you can also link farmers to...
Absolutely. Do you have, so long as you have something you want to move, we are your go-to guys for that. Wherever it is. It's just that with agriculture, because of how you have a lot of particle entities at play in the space. You have one farmer who has 30 tubers of yam somewhere. You have another farmer who has maybe 2 bags of oranges somewhere else. It's important, especially for integrity and transparency purposes, that such goods are brought by the farmer to us, right? And then we find the market for such goods. This will cut out evil and, in my opinion, just selfish middlemen who are ripping the farmers off. We want to make the procurement procurement for agricultural goods more democratic and favorable to the farmers.
Oh, great. Okay, if you're watching us on YouTube, I know it's been, you've kept faith with Akweya TV all the way. For those who do not know our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/Akweya TV. We have a bonus for you. TV is going to tell you how, what is the next step you should take. If you are inspired by what he just said in the last 10, 15 minutes, he's going to tell you what are your first few steps you must take right now to take advantage of the opportunities in post-COVID-19. David, what are the steps that someone who is watching us right now needs to take? It's a whisper. I'm whispering this.
The time to build is right now.
Okay.
Find your problem. As I said earlier on, find a problem, understand the problem.
Okay.
Find people around you who have that same problem and start meeting those needs.
Great.
So by the time you do that, build a sort of proof of concept. You need to have a proof of concept. And once you do that, fall in love with that problem. The solutions may change over time, but fall in love with the problem and understand just how the directions and how society moves the problem and adapt to it.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised just how much your solution is going to do you a lot of good.
Wow. Thank you very much. So that's the size of the interview segment on the show. We've been talking with Terver Orbunde, and he has given us a lot of tips. He has run businesses and he has given us ideas from his own business, and you can take a cue as a youth, as a young person, post-COVID-19, the opportunities that exist. And from here, do stay tuned. We're going to give you a beautiful dance that is going to scintillate you before we wrap up the show.
Welcome to Aquia TV News. My name is Idajo Aja with the news bulletin. Concerned citizens of Aquia have decried the rate and duration of abandoned bridge projects in Akbaland. According to one of the concerned citizens, Comrade Michael Daniel, some communities like Omajaga, Egbla, Adim, Adankari have endlessly suffered untold hardship as a result of abandoned bridge projects. In his words, he narrated that Aquia Nation is the center and host of many important developmental projects in the Zone C senatorial district of Benue State, playing host to the newly established Federal University of Health Science, Akwete Akpa, National Root Crop Research Institute to Tobi, Federal Dam Project to Tobi Akpa, Benue State Water Treatment Plant, and the Federal Government College to Tobi, all in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. But for many years, our bridges under construction have been abandoned. The welfare of the people have not been the priority of the political leaders, he said, stating that farmlands have been taken away from the people in large expanse as a result of this developmental project. But the communities within this district experience no pat on the back as the perennial struggle to cross some of the streams with their little wooden canoe continues. The locally made bridges are being swept away by large volumes of water, most especially during this season of rainfall. He, however, expressed gratitude to the political leaders for remembering and choosing to cite these development projects in Aquia land. But they are still crying to them, on the other hand, to come to the aid of the Aquia Nation to ensure the completion of these bridges. I therefore call on the chairman of Otukpo local government, Honorable George Ali, Honorable Johnson Babao, the member representing Akpa Otukpo at the State House of Assembly, National Assembly member Honorable Blessing Ono, and the distinguished Senator Comrade Patrick Abamoro to come to the aid of the Aquia people and ensure the completion of this bridge. In another development, the chairman, Adim Community, Mr. Jerome Oblete, said that Adim Community have constructed new wooden sizable additional canoe in addition to the two existing canoes. The community leaders and well-meaning citizens of Adimakpa initially moved for the procurement of a speedboat, but soon realized that the water is not navigable enough to hold the speedboat as the volume of water fluctuates from time to time depending on the amount of rain. Benue State Governor Samuel Otom insists that even as he does not have any problem with the Mieti Allah cow floating a security outfit in other states, such will not operate in his state. Otom was reacting to a statement credited to the Fulani Socio-Cultural Association, in which he announced that his security outfit, Mieti Allah Vigilante, will operate nationwide. The governor, in a statement signed by his chief press secretary, Terver Orbunde, reminded Mieti Allah that it had not constitutional right to establish a nationwide security outfit. He said Benue does not need the Mieti Allah Vigilante. The state government is working with conventional security forces and has already established a vigilante group at the state council and the ward levels. This is evident in the ongoing recruitment of personnel for community policing, who will soon be trained as recommended by the Inspector General of Police, IGP. He further called for the arrest and prosecution of officials of Mieti Allah to end banditry in the country. In the spirit of Salah, Otom admonished the Muslim faithful to commit themselves to Prophet Muhammad's injunction on peace, tolerance, and charity. Calling for sustained sacrifice, he encouraged Benue people to always place the state and country above personal interests, to complement government effort in building the society of their dream. He urged the people to take advantage of the coronavirus disease, COVID-19 lockdown, which made them to spend more time with their families, to promote values that seek to guide the younger generation against societal ills. Nigeria on Tuesday, 28th of July 2020, said it has not validated the use of hydroxychloroquine for the treatment of COVID-19. An obvious reaction to the viral video of Nigerian-trained Dr. Stella Emmanuel. Emmanuel, also a Christian preacher, claimed in the video that has gone viral worldwide that she has successfully treated more than 350 COVID-19 patients using hydroxychloroquine, zinc, and Ritromax. Emmanuel first made the claim on April 27 in a Twitter post, in which she also showed support for American President Donald Trump, backing for the use of chloroquine to treat the virus. But Nigerian Ministry of Information and Nigerian Center for Disease Control, in identical messaging on Twitter, say the use of hydroxychloroquine is only limited to clinical trial. Some trial drugs show promising results but are yet to be validated for use, NCDC said on Twitter on Tuesday, the 28th of July 2020. Russian health authorities are preparing to start a mass vaccination campaign against coronavirus in October 2020, the health minister said. Russian media quoted Mikhail Murashko as saying that the doctor and teachers will be first to receive the vaccine. Reuters, citing anonymous source, said Russia's first potential vaccine will be approved by regulators this month. However, some experts are concerned at Russia's fast-track approach. On April 31st, July 2020, the leading infectious disease expert in the U.S., Dr. Anthony Fauci, said he hoped that Russia and China were actually testing the vaccine before administering them to anyone. Dr. Fauci has said that the U.S. should have a safe and effective vaccine by the end of this year. I do not believe that there will be vaccine far ahead of us that will have to depend on other nations to get us vaccine, he told U.S. lawmakers. Last month, Russian scientists said that early-stage trial of adenovirus-based vaccine developed by the Gamaleya Institute has been completed and that results were successful. Thanks for watching Akweya TV News. My name is Idajo Aja.